Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, welcome back to me. I'm Vika Nurfatika, and I'm a student of University Islamic of Jember. And here exactly I would like to give my final test or final examinations from Momsof Hatin, and the subject is Qualitative Research Method. Well, on this video, I would like to give you my explanations about my research, that is case study research. Well, the case study approach is familiar to social scientists because of its popularity in psychology, medicine, case analysis of a problem, and law, case law, and political science. Case study research has, a long distinguished history across many disciplines. A case study may be a simple or complex. It may be a child or a classroom of a children or an incident such as a mobilization of professionals to study a childhood condition. It is one among others. In any given study, we will consecrate on the one, the time we may spend concentrating our inquiry on the one may be long or short, but while we so concentrate, we are engaged in a case study. There are several font father, or according to some author, one of them is according to Stake. The definition of case study is a case study is about of process of learning about the case and the product of our learning. And we come to the next is the types of case study. There are several types of case study, but here I would like to give you just three that main from according to the book from Jason W. Kurzweil, that is just intrinsic case study, instrumental case study, and multiple or collective case study. But in the others, there are six that added three, that is explanatory case study, exploratory case study, and descriptive case study. Well, for the first is intrinsic case study. Intrinsic case study, it means that the study of a case wherein the subject itself is the primary interest. For the example is the Jenny. The Jenny is the name of someone. This case this one of the example of intrinsic study. The study wasn't so much about psychology, but also the Jenny herself and how her experience shaped who she was. I'm sorry, who she was. We can conclude that intrinsic case study that focus on the topic, not about the next statement or the result or the how the study happens. Different from is the instrumental case study. The instrumental case study is a case uses to gain insights into a phenomenon. For example, a researcher interested in a child obesity. Reds might set up a study with middle school students and an exercise program. In this case, the children and the exercise program are not the focus. The focus is the learning is the relationship between the children and the exercise. When why certain children become obsessed. And also, this case study is focused on the result of the case, not the topic, and also not the just the topic. I mean, this case is just focused on the result. And the last is multiple case studies or collective studies. This case study is talk about use the information from the different studies that to formulate the case for a new study. The use of past studies allows additional information without needing to spend more time and money on additional studies. And then we take the example for this is using the PTSD issue again in this case study or collective study. When studying what contributes most of for time PTSD, a teacher could use case studies from different work. For instance, studies about PTSD in W2 vets. Patient Gulf for vets in the Vietnam vets could provide an excellent sampling of which wartime activities are most likely to cause PTSD. Next is the importance of the step studies of the method. There are several steps that can be taken of the case study method to know that the steps are: the first is determine and define research questions. The second is select cases and determine data collections, analysis the techniques. And the next is preparation for data collections. And the next is collection of data in the field. And the next is evaluate and analyze data. And the next is prepare and report. And the last is by following the 6 steps, and we can study complete for each step to be well understood. And for the first is determine and define research questions. That the first step in the research is establish for a firm research focus on the research can be referred through the study of a complex phenomenon or object. This researchers establish the focus of the study of by asking questions about the situation or a problem being studied and determine a purpose of the study and the object of this study in my options. And the next is select cases, determine data collection, and analyzes the techniques. During the researcher's design phase, and the researcher determines which approach will be used in the selection or a single of multiple real-life cases to examine in depth and which instruments and approach to data collection will be used. When using multiple cases, each case is treated as a unique. The conclusions of each case can be used information that contribute to enter the study. However, each case remains a single case. The researchers must determine whether the cases that are unique in some way or cases that are considered typical, and also select cases that represents variety of geographic regions. And the next is collection of data in the field. These researchers must collect and store multiple sources of evidence comprehensively and systematically in formats that can be referenced and classified so that convergent lines of inquiry and patterns can be discovered. The researchers carefully observe the object of the case study and identify causal factors associated with the observed phenomenon. And the next is evaluations and analysis. The researchers must remain open the opportunities and insight. The case study method, using multiple methods or data collection and analysis techniques, offer researchers the opportunity to triangulate or strength to the findings and conclusion of the research. These techniques used in analysis force researchers to go beyond initial impressions to improve the likelihood of accurate of the reliable findings. And the last is prepare and report. The case study that have been searched for. The purpose of the written report is to portray a complex problem in a way to convey an experience passed on the reader. The studies present the data in a very accessible way to the public and can lead the reader apply to experience to their own actual situations. Researchers pay close attention to sufficient evidence to gain the confidence of the reader that all routes have been explored, clearly communicating the boundaries of the case and giving special attention of conflict prepositions. And the last is talk about the advantage and disadvantage of the case study itself. One of the greatest advantage of case study is that allows researchers to investigate things that are often difficult to impossible replicate lab. Some other the benefits of case study is allows the researchers to collect a great deal of information and give researchers the chance to information on rare or unusual cases. And the next is allows the researchers to develop hypotheses that can be explored in experimental research. And what about the disadvantage of case study? That the first is cannot necessarily to be generalized to the larger population and cannot demonstrate cause and effect. Okay, I think that's all about my explanation, case study research, and I do apologize if I did many mistakes, and If you found my mistake, if you found any mistake in my contents of the video, please comment below. And thank you for watching. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.